just cleaner, less chaotic. No plan ever works out, but at least you can kind of have a plan in squad battles. And yeah, you guys, yeah, I'm wide open today. No one's playing with me, so if anybody wants to join in, you guys are always more than welcome. Today is a little bit of, again, you can see test stream. Well, damn, my thing didn't update again. Does this say drops waiting room for you guys? So I need to update my OBS or something because my stream info hasn't been updating. That's 2 streams in a row that it's done that. It should say Mark 3. The song doesn't get you going. Oh, there's something wrong with you. That's the Teen Wolf. What am I doing? God, this is Thriller. Thriller night. Thriller. Thriller night. Thriller. 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 I expected to see a lot more F4s in this thing. I missed out on the second at my 300 points. You can still buy it if you want to get some GE, and it should be pretty cheap at that point. Like, only like maybe 100. You can still go back and buy what you didn't complete. You're good, you're good. But yes, that has happened to me before on one of the ground marks. And it was less than 100. I had it, and it was one of those things. I was literally playing it right when the marks changed, trying to cram it in at literally at the last minute. So it was already my fault. But it was one of those things where I was going through game, and they all hadn't finished yet. Had they all been completed in time, I would have been good. But no. And I'm pretty sure it was 100 GE that I had to go in and do. Yeah, it does. It sucks. I was pissed. I know the feeling. Like, fucking Gaijin. Oh, God dang it. I know the feeling. But if you don't have anything very much in that range, or if you don't have another F-16, it's kind of worth it. Phoebe, what's up, man? Yeah, that's right. We're moving on up to that big hole in the sky. We'll get better. Clearly, we got a lot of bugs to work out, but we're getting there. Yeah, we got a screaming deal on the Big Daddy. I was fully prepared. The whole point of that Star Trek sponsorship was so that I could get a duo, and then a deal on a Go XLR came up where I had the chance to possibly get one for $200, and then this came up, an open box Pro 2 for $430. These things are $900. So yeah, we got a crazy deal on it. And then I already had the mic and like everything else. I just needed something to drive it. So yeah, it's going to allow us to do a lot of stuff. He's going to crash. Okay. Last guy, he doesn't want to give me a kill instead. Yeah, so not only did it work out, it's going to take a little longer to do a couple other things, but it still means I made out. I still have enough to get the mic arm. The mic arm is supposedly still coming, so I bought this arm to actually hold the control camera, but it is a Rode mic arm, so it's good enough for now. But eventually, yeah, there'll still be some more stuff. So especially all you guys that participated in the Star Trek thing, thank you so much. This is like a dream come true. It was just a deal clearly I couldn't pass on, and it was like perfect timing. But yeah, it was an open box, and I was just talking to Shane, I think, about that with them being open box stuff. I'm a little leery, especially when I can't see it before buying it, but the deal was so good. And it's just always a pleasant surprise when you get it, and clearly all they did was open it to make sure everything was in there. Like all the stuff is still on the screen, all the packaging was still there, all the cables were still wrapped up nice and tight. Everything still looked new. So yeah, that's one way to look at it for sure. I'm richer than that when it comes to having something this nice, and for anybody else doing research on these things, there is no difference between the Pro 2 and the Duo. So for those of you out there that are, looking to get into this kind of stuff or whatever, get the Duo. That's what I was planning on doing. Of course, if you get a deal like this, because the only difference is that it has more inputs. So if you ever plan on doing like live music or an actual podcast where you're going to have multiple microphones set up and be like interviewing people and stuff, which maybe we can do at some point. I don't know. I would love to do that. Then it's got 4 plugs on the back instead of just 2. But that's the main difference. The Duo does everything else that this thing does. You get a few other little bells and whistles with the extra faders and stuff, but when it comes down to it, with just playing a game and streaming, you don't really need that. The main thing you really need this for is to supply power, for a microphone. I'm just lucky that it does so much other stuff, especially with wireless cameras and wireless mics. So if I ever want to do models and stuff at another part of the house, I can just set up a wireless camera and set up, put a mic on my thing or something and be good to go. It'll just connect right to it. It's like that kind of stuff is really, really cool too. And I've said it before, I never really thought about it. I tried to learn how to play guitar once, and I got okay, good enough to entertain myself. But I never really thought about it until afterwards, like flying a helicopter, and you're essentially holding 4 beats, with one with each arm and one with each leg, and that essentially makes you a drummer, right? Maybe I would be an okay drummer. Maybe we'll test out some drumming. I could totally bring home like an electric drum set, hook it up to this, get a cheap one or something, and play around with that. That would be kind of fun. But really, I'm looking forward to essentially maybe doing some model building in the future, both Lego, Gundam, and possibly even some airplanes. And that'll make it just really easy to swap back and forth between setups and stuff. So we'll be able to bring you guys a whole production here soon. Especially once I finally start feeling comfortable with it. Right now, it looks like Mount Everest to me with all the settings that it does. But pretty soon I'll look at it and be able to beep, 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 zip around and do whatever I want, make it do what I want. All right, where are you at? Let's scan some groceries and get you in here. Beep. I'm glad you don't take offense to the barcode joke, because I always thought that was hilarious. We had this kid, not a kid. I mean, we were kids when we went through OCS, but OCS is Officer Candidate School. It's essentially boot camp for officers. It's 10 weeks. And there was a guy in my class who was he was either a journalism major or he was a communications major. I think he was a communications major. But anyway, he spoke Mandarin. And oh my God, did the drill sergeants have a blast with that. I can't tell you how many times they put that poor kid at attention. No, you tell me in Mandarin. They'd have this poor kid. Oh, God, it was hilarious. It was straight out of Full Metal Jacket. He even looked like that guy. Short hair, glasses. Super smart kid. And he went with the joke. Like, he got it. Like, it wasn't like he broke down in tears or something because they made him do it, but it was hilarious. Hilarious. Translate to, I'm not really. No wonder you get the joke. Fully get the joke. Somebody needs to come out with a straight up barcode. That's good stuff. Even better. Why did I think of where, if you don't mind, I do like to know, and you just have to say like U.S. or, whatever area, but what area are you from? Or are you one of my like Australian guys with that joke? I almost feel like you have to be U.S. You all are welcome too. We had a couple correct Asian players in my first squadron. Dude. There's a reason they get joked on like that all the time. It's because they're either cheating or they're just that damn good. Dang, and it was a female that was one of the Asians that was on our team, and from like 3 point something to like 7-0. That was all the BRs that she played. She wouldn't play anything higher than that. But she was amazing. I'm talking like a nuke every match good. Eastern Tennessee. Oh, nice. Good old Tennessee. You the only 10 I see. I didn't get to spend a lot of time in Tennessee, but I have been through there. A couple times, actually. In college, we did a road trip and did the Natchez Trace, which is a part of the route that was explored by Lewis and Clark. And part of that runs right through Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. It either runs through Tennessee or we just ended up there. I'm from the Neptune system. Nice. I got you, bud. Love it. Yeah, we're digging in. Like I said, some of the funds are coming through from the sponsorships, and if you guys saw the pictures of the setup that I uploaded, there's a lot of crap in the foreground, and that's all stuff that's getting shipped out. So that's all funds coming in, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a 20 spot in there somewhere for old Revit. I don't think I'm going to be able to resist. I'm pretty close to being able to pursue him right now without spending any more money, but that'll put me over the top for Jedi Knight Revan also. Yeah. Yo.